give it like 2 seconds. Good to go. Let's go.
Yeah, beautiful. Up and running on the live stream. We'll just nicely keep everything in the one place. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the stream key out as I had anticipated, but nevertheless, welcome back. Hopefully there's 26 players here. Viewers here. You're welcome to come and play next season, by the way. But yeah, we're back. It's Grunky Pete, Dirty Tip Rat, and Jacob.
Yeah.
It's good to be here. And if anyone's just joining us now and they want to see what happened in game 1, they can always go back to Jacob's channel. Should be in his live sort of history. But we're moving on to game 2, and we're going to see what kind of bans are coming out. Probably Gmeow is going to potentially attack Govos's champ pool a little bit more, as we did see that Cass was an absolute menace. I'm expecting, obviously, the Z ban, as usual, as that thing is banned pretty much every game, because no one wants to be on a YouTube video this season.
It would be a highlight reel for sure if Grovos got that Z. Not that I've seen him play, but I had a look at his OPGG, and yeah.
It's definitely a strong piece to the puzzle, and when I was going up against Govos, I was like, you know what? I ain't ended up on a YouTube video, because he does make montages for his Z plays, so I'm just going to ban that every single game. Is known for the Akali as well. They do pick up the Nocturne. I think they're avoiding the Nocturne Orianna combo from getting pieced up on the Gmeow side, as that is a extremely hard thing to play against, especially in the mid lane.
Yeah, funnily enough, we got the Nico Nocturne coming out too, and like you said, Nocturne can be one of these champions that either works or doesn't work, and needs a really good I guess, comp to fit around that playstyle. It's either all in or you're Mickey Mouse. And the Nico could be support, or it could be mid. I'm not sure if Junie plays it mid, but Rakan and Orianna, we see this combo a lot. I think Division 2 brought out this duo a fair bit, and Metalface Doom, one of the players on Orianna, that was an absolute weapon. So let's see if Govos can be just as strong, if not stronger.
Yeah, if any mid laner in this tournament can bust out a good Orianna, I'd definitely say Govos can. Other players, Pressure has got a really nice Orianna on him as well. So a lot of good control mage players in that Group C. Kato as well has a couple nice Talia games and that kind of stuff under his belt. But Coven, looking to have a little bit more map pressure this time, try and punish some of these stronger lanes. The Talia and Nocturne can sort of appear anywhere on the map at any time. Nico as well, sneak in as a minion, just jump into sort of mid lane or top lane and give a little bit of a surprise to those laners.
I personally want to see Nico as, red buff or something. Every time I play Nico, I can't help it. I have to at least one time go turn into red buff and just walk into lane. Yeah, you have to do it.
Yeah.
You have to do it.
I think it's absolutely hilarious when it happens. I think Joker was notorious in one of the Division 2 games for doing that. Just, sneaking his way through the red buff behind. I think he actually whiffed his ult as well, which is it was just the topping on the ice cream. But we need some front lines here, boys. I want to see some frontline tanky, beefy top laners come out. What sort of picks are we looking at? What do we want to see?
Oh,
I think Gmeow needs a good ball carrier, someone who you can chuck the ball on, send them in, and say la vie. Xin Zhao is a really good option for that, but he is banned away. Same with the Vi, also banned. So the Malphite also banned, so they might have to get a little bit creative with someone who can take this ball into the mix.
Bring out the lumberjack. Let's get the Scion cooking. Surely that rounds out the comp for Gmeow nicely.
They might be lacking a little bit of damage if they go for that, because Xayah does have a lot of damage, but, I think they've gone for the Xayah to avoid this Nocturne being too much of a pest diving on her. The Ornn is also a nice option as well.
That's a good option. I think that front line provides a lot of clarity for the other picks that have already been chosen too. Zaya can play back and get her feathers down, and not so much of a threat coming through when the Ornn's a big, juicy front line there. So let's see they round it off nicely with an AP jungler or possibly
There you go.
Dr.
There's
Mundo.
that
They're
AP
going
jungler.
all balls to the walls. I love that. I love that. Nice rounded comp by Gmeow.
I think Wrangle's gonna like this though. He now has the option to go for this on hit, and he doesn't really have any threats. Usually Varus a very short range ADC and will opt to go for the comet and go poke. But right now, the lethal tempo or Halo Blades is looking pretty damn juicy against these tankier targets and short range with the Zaya. The only thing he really needs to keep an eye on is the ball from Oriana.
Well, I don't mind the Nar pick either. I mean, there's some really, really nice comps coming out here. I think this is more balanced for the Coven this game. I think they're definitely they can survive early game. They could definitely push their opportunities in that mid to late game. And no, we've seen this. No, he's been strong in pro play. Really, really good front foot forward early as well. Can do a lot of damage to tanks as well. So
Yeah, definitely likes
I'm
that Ornn
interested.
lane.
Well, of course, a lot of it will come down to how well he can manage that Nar bar, time it right for the objectives. And if he does do that, then yeah, a lot of effect in those team fights as well will be a very dangerous backline accessor very quickly if they engage when that is almost at full rage.
Gentlemen, I'm going to ask a question to you both. How do you want to see the team fights play out? Because the Coven, hey, they got to get it right. The Nocturne combo needs to be on, and people need to be there to save the grace. They go down, otherwise it could be a very sad story for the Coven. How do you want to see both teams play out the fights and their objectives in this game?
I think the Nico especially is going to have to get a lead for the bot lane with Wrangle. Otherwise, I mean, come past 30 minutes, Mundo with one empowered E is going to one-shot her. And then
Yeah.
there is absolutely no value from it. So I think that's going to be pretty key is Vepar's Nico getting an advantage early game to make this pick worth it at all, and getting to a point where they can get that Pop Blossom off without too much inhibition.
I think
I
you
mean,
touched on some really good stuff there, Jacob, as well. I mean, you've got to time it with the Nico as well, but that Narbar is going to have to come up, and they're going to have to time these fights around potential Nar ult as well. Otherwise, their combinations aren't going to be so coordinated. I think on Gmeow, Grunky, if you want to touch on that, it's a little bit more of a simple play style. Engage with Ornn, and the rest just happens. What are your thoughts?
yeah, super classic front to back. They want the Coven to come through their front line and allow the Zaya to build up these feathers for the Oriana to catch someone with a nice shockwave. They're gonna try and see if this Talia and Varus step forward just a little bit too far to try and hit the backline, and then boom, a big shockwave's gonna catch them. So it's a little bit easier of an execution wise in terms of Gmeow. But Coven, they have a lot of options. The Nocturne ult can fly into the background. Nico can come in on some good flanks. Talia can set up a nice wall that not only can close off a lot of bottlenecks, but also can give the Gnar an extra wall to throw people against.
Yeah, the Talia Wall into Gnar combo is definitely something that I'd love to see it because it is some great tech, and we do love displays of great tech in Div 1. That would be interesting for sure.
Div
And
1, we can get any sort of display as well, can't we, Jacob? I mean, you've definitely witnessed more than what I have, being caught up in Division 2 games. But look, these players, they're not far from being great players. They're very, very confident. Their skill levels are they're quite able to adapt to game state, and I'm looking forward to this one, boys. Let's have an all-out brawl.
Yes, let's do so. We are just going to be waiting out the spectator delay now. All the players have got into the lobby, finished off their draft, made their selections, and now we just have 3 minutes to consider the next 30 to 40 minutes ahead of us. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And if you haven't already, jump into the announcement chat and vote on the All-Stars. Vote for your favorite player, whether it be for their talent, their personality, or simply just their passion for the game. Let's see your favorite players get into this All-Star game, and also a couple other awards to recognize the great members of our community, the admin team, and everything in between. So jump over to the announcement chat. And you'll also be in the running to win a $25 RP card, which could buy you your dream skin, or potentially gift your friend their dream skin. Now, Dirty Tip Rat, what is your dream skin?
Well, I don't really have one because, look, I've got a lot of skins. I spent too much money on this game, but hey, the Jinx skin would be nice. The Arcane skin, that'd be super. But $25 won't go too. I think it'll go astray there, unfortunately.
Now, you could get yourself a nice Project Mordekaiser, or maybe like a
Ooh, I wouldn't mind that.
or like
I think
a
give me an Urgot
giant
skin. You know,
giant enemy Crab God could go
Crab
hard
God,
on you.
we do love Crab God. Love to see it in my own games.
Crab God. I'd like a Teemo skin too. I'm thinking of pulling out Teemo if I get into a Division 2 team. I'm not giving away any news yet, but
Oh,
hey,
no, please don't.
the dads they're interested in me. And I'm not a dad yet. Okay, I've got about a week to go, but
A week.
let's just
Damn.
say they're interested. The dads want the rat, and the rat will give the Teemo if I need to. I'm not afraid.
No,
Yeah,
that
because
sounds good.
the dads are in need of some extra firepower, aren't they? You know, they didn't have the greatest split, but I think getting a Dirty Tip Rat on the team could be just what they need to push them into the upper echelons of that Division 2.
Yeah, I for one, I think I'd have a great time casting some dad's matches. I also just have to bring up, so some people in the Discord are wondering what is the likelihood we get AP NAR? What do we think?
Ooh,
Is that a
okay. I don't think
possibility?
it's likely. I mean, I think you really need the cleaver to cut through the front line of Gmeow. But hey,
It
anything's possible.
sounds that sounds like some aggro tech. If I had
That
to put
that's
like
exactly what it is.
really,
Yeah, yeah. I
I was
asked,
gonna say,
I
if I
asked,
had to
is there
put a
anything I should
compass
bring
on
up
it,
on
I
stream? And,
reckon
and the first message I get is AP&R. So yeah.
there's one
No,
man
I
who
think
can.
that guy's trolling.
Well,
No,
I asked the
I
question, so
actually
it's only right that we give it its due consideration. I mean, now I can brag on him, but we gave the Kindred due consideration, so I feel like we owe him that much.
I'm not gonna lie, low key, I like how that man thinks. I like how he cooks. You know, if you can pick that kind of stuff in a tournament, you've got the kind of cojones to pull off the moments. You know, if that Kindred had worked out, that would have been an epic story. I probably would have told my kids about.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be one for the times. But now here we are onto the rest. So Gmeow on the red side versus the Coven. Sorry, we got those tags around the wrong way.
Yeah, I'll
Coven
fix that right now.
red
Yep,
side,
just getting into
Gmeow
it.
on blue side. I'd really like to see the Coven be nice on the front foot here and try and push their advantages early. But let's see how this pans out.
Yeah, so it is the lethal tempo Varus on Wrangle, and he's gone for the ghost as well. Stream has paused, so I'm in the dark right now. Okay, we're back. Yeah, so he's going for the on-hit Varus. Sorry to all those Comet Varus enjoyers in the general chat. This is going to be an auto-attack Varus this game.
Yes, it is, and Mundo starting on his blue, with Jetman's starting on his red, so they are going to meet in the middle when they do get that first full clear done. Who knows, maybe the fabled scuttle fight, unless one of them chickens out and runs up to the top jungle and doesn't want no smoke.
Yeah, I mean, Nocturne is pretty strong on that first scuttle, all things considered, but Mundo is pretty damn good into Nocturne as well. You know, you can't fear him, will just pop his passive, and he can kind of just run away from the Nocturne. So we'll see how that one pans out. A lot of junglers do just do the full clear, take a B, then go for the opposite side scuttle, hoping that they've gamed the system a little bit. We do see Meat Bun is getting shoved in quite hard early. We did see that last game, but look how that turned out.
I don't mind that though. I think I want Linsanity to be really active here, and this guy is a good player. He's won tournaments before with the likes of people on his team, Vepa. These guys aren't strangers to the scene, and I love how he's showing his dominance right now. Maybe go for a cheeky proxy as well. Or maybe we'll take the early back reset and look to push the early advantage in the top lane. Good to see Lin.
Yeah, definitely, definitely thinking about the proxy on that one. Doesn't quite get the wave timer right to go for it. We are seeing a super pushed up bottom lane though for the Coven with that Nico and
Takes a
wait.
tower shot, gets airborne, knocked up by Orn on the background. Little bit sketchy there by Lin, as I was just glazing him before. But we can see Govos and Junie trading nicely. Junie gets a nice knockback. Little shards coming through too. Mind you,
really
Wrangle
nice
getting,
knock up onto
getting engaged
Wrangle.
on.
He's going to have to pop everything here. The Ghost might just barely get him out of it, but it looks like Vipar is still stuck. And then we're transporting back to a fight in the top of the river.
Is that a flash forward by Junie?
Rolling down. Cleanse gets popped by Galaxy X, and now Jetman is caught out on the Tribush. He is going to get taken down. First blood for Tezzaboy. He steals the kill from Galaxy X, but that is all good because he's going to be able to hit up top and get the second scuttle as well. A bit of a disastrous start to this early game, guys, for Coven. A little bit of a stage shakes, do you think?
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame because that didn't need to happen. I mean, we had some really good trading mid and bot, and the patterns were nice there. It wasn't forced or anything. Then all of a sudden, Tezzaboy just stepped forward, and they wanted to contest the vision, I think, is what happened, and they got caught out for that. And this team, Gmeow, they're not going to take any chances. They're gonna absolutely punish you. So I don't want to see that again for the Coven. Let's be confident in what we're doing, and just there's no need to force these early skirmishes.
Yeah, and you knew that the bot lane prior was on the side of Gmeow, so Jetman going for that 2v2 just above was really risky. And on Nocturne, you just want to power farm and hit that level 6 so you can really affect the map with your ult. So it was a bit of a risky call that did not pay off whatsoever.
Ideal start for the Mundo now, being 1-0 up, able to get a CS lead and get more farm as we do try to race to level 6 for both junglers. Probably looking to hit level 6 before either of them fully commit to the dragon. Mundo's dragon take isn't the greatest solo either, early levels, so probably won't be looking to get in there too much. And Nocturne obviously wants that darkness first for the safety and added engage.
Something that's interesting I've just noticed is the early cull coming out from Nah. Super nice to see. Linsanity going to try and get as much gold as he can. The bonus gold that you get from the stats on cull would be nice to see. So far, lane states are nice and even. Items, there's not too much difference between it. You've got the double giant's belt though on Dr. Mundo. That's going to be hard to cut through. But Wrangle gets engaged on. Root nice there by Wrangle. But he's going to get caught out, and I think Wrangle's going to die here. Beautiful little skirmish there by Tezzaboy to come down to, but Khan, nice knock up, gets that done.
Nice buffer of the CC there from Meat Bun as well in the top lane. He's sort of getting smacked around by this Nah. But you know, it is, you know, the life of the weak side top laner. Sometimes you just get chucked on tank duty and you just have to deal with it, you know?
Yep, and the Mundo is going to get his help as he takes his dragon pre-6. Oh no, it's 6. I wasn't wrong, but the Nocturne isn't 6 yet, so definitely falling behind. And that's what I was saying with the Nico. I didn't really see that much engagement on the bottom scuffle. I didn't see enough roots coming out. Nothing from the Nico to get an advantage there. So really would like to see Vepar pushing that you know, Nico utility a bit more.
And think that was really just Wrangle feeling the pressure of the moment and in this sort of playoff environment. Wanted to keep pushing that advantage, wants to be the one that's carrying the team, but as I said, I think he can just wait until he gets his first item, and then he's going to be, ideally he'll be going Blade of the Ruined King first, so he can cut through this front line. So just wait on that item, man. You don't need to go in, you don't need to force onto the Xayah. And just, wait for your Nocturne to hit 6 and let him affect your lane rather than you forcing the opportunities.
I have to agree with you. Yeah, sorry, Jacob.
I was just going to say, Grumpy's right, especially with that ganking pressure from the Nocturne. It's uncomparable, really.
I think the Rakan is the real threat in the bot lane. I mean, you got that trigger you can pull. You want to go in? Let's go in. I'll send the W over. I'll get the knock up. But you want to also play safe, Xayah? We can play safe. No problem. I'm Rakan, and I can control the lane. So Wrangle needs to be careful of that, as does Nico. But nice little trade coming out from Linsanity. He gets the ult out, but turn coming through. Jetman goes under the tower, gets the fear, doesn't quite get it off, nearsighted. Forces a flash from Meat Fun, but in the other side of the map, look what's happening to Veppa, getting absolutely cut down. And like Rat said before, Rakan goes forward, presses the button, and that is no longer Veppa. See you later into the grey screen.
Galaxy and his laner just playing on point right now. That was a beautiful layering of CC. Veppa had flash up the whole time, and the shockwave into the mid lane onto Uni. Uni is turning back with the ignite. Govos is gonna get the 1v1. No, just flashed out. The clockwork wind up, almost getting the work done onto this Talia. No flash blown for Govos. Could have probably flashed to try and secure that, but I think he might have been scared of that last tower hit. But at least this Nocturne is going to get some gold back, is going to pick up the grubs. A lot of things happening in every single lane right now.
There is a lot happening, although currently it is looking like Gmeow are on the upper end of it, especially as they do have a comp that I would say scales better. So that first dragon is going to feel great for the Mundo and Ornn. Gives them, no matter what, they got 5 minutes extra now to build up those health bars.
Yeah, what a CS lead in the jungle that's building up.
I was just going to touch on that, Gronk. You can see mid lane creeping forward a lot too, but both teams, this is a quarter-final match, so they lose, they are out and eliminated. They're going to play their hearts out here. Linsanity doing a really good job at gapping this Ornn so far, but it doesn't really matter, does it? I mean, Ornn just this frontline tank. If you can play the weak side kitten game, you're still going to be relevant in these team fights, especially if you've got a really strong Xayah and a Mundo frontline too. Not going to be much able to touch these tanks.
Well, Varus is the man for the job. You know, he is going to be able to cut down these tanks. And so yeah, the pressure, I would say, is definitely on Wrangle to make sure he's farming efficiently and getting lots of gold. He is up a little bit in CS, but there is a kill onto the Xayah and a kill onto the Rakan, which is, it's really hard to deal with, especially if you're this Varus and you don't have flash.
Varus's flash has just come up now, so he will be having that as he moves forward in the lane. We are moving forward to the second dragon, though, as Rakan engages.
From Gmeow. They are going to find the Mundo. It's going to be a 3v3. A really nice Nico onto the Xayah. The Xayah both feathers up. Can she get the E pullback onto Jetman? Jetman is way out of sorts right now, and he is going to go down. But it looks like Govos is in the same position, but on the other side, a nice briefcase sneaks through the lot, and Linsanity is going to get the Mega Knife. Potentially shut down. The Ornhorn comes out, and he misses the Ornhorn follow-up. What a crazy fight with everyone congregating in the bot lane.
2 for 2. There goes the Orianna and Xayah for Gmeow. And on the contrary, Varus and Nocturne, see you later. But I think Linsanity was the savior there. The hero play coming through with a nice jump forwards. Back into the wall. Gets one on the end, but Wrangle unable to stay alive as much as what I'm sure he'd hoped to get as much damage done as possible. Wowee, this game's going to heat up quickly, fellas.
Mega Gnar of a mega play, and as exactly what we thought of before the game started. That was perfect timing on the rage bar, and Linsanity was angry. and showed in that play as they do exit 2-0 for the Gnar.
Boy being called out. Wrangle's got the stacks on the pass. He's going to get feared up by Nocturne. That's Boy down, and they've lost this Electro Drake. What a great pick by the Coven. And I'm not sure Tezza was actually watching his map there, because he was kind of doing back and forth, parallel sidestep walks. I don't know what was going on there.
Yeah, it looked a
And
bit forced.
Shut down onto the Varus, so he's going to be able to get some gold back, and that's exactly what the Coven is, wanting to get out of this mid game. Just a little bit of gold here and there onto this Varus is going to help out so much.
Tezza had no ult up that time, so I personally, trying to take a dragon like that with no escape route is probably not the best situation. No need to push the lead too hard when you already have it, as we get a bit of engage on the bot lane.
Oh, a nice Chains of Corruptions come out, and they're going to layer the CC onto the Rakan. He does go down. The Featherstorm comes out onto Wrangle. He is but another nice pick. Coven picking up some nice little pieces here and there. They may be scrappy little fights, but this is exactly what they want.
We want scrappy in this game. Beautiful by Wrangle to stun that up, and the Vepet just doing his job, playing his part nice and steady.
I think he was listening to me, because that's a couple good pot blossoms now from the Nico that have resulted in an advantageous position for the rest of Coven.
Absolutely dootly.
And well on his way to this Gwinsu's second item is the Varus now. And fortunes change in a minute, but Meatbun is going to get solo killed by Linsanity here in the top lane. The flash is in vain as he predicts almost, well,
Flash is forward, that boulder comes in and smacks the backside, and Linsanity 3-0 Triforce completed. Gets another wave off this too, gets plates, it's not looking good top lane. And we can see this jungle CS gap slowly coming back up for Jetman with that pick on Mundo. It's nice to see the Coven 5-5 on the map, 2,000 gold lead, and Rakan goes forward. He talked to us about what's going on here. Vipper flashes forward over the wall. Boy has the kill, gets it on the end, and that's not so good.
It's all or nothing on the CEO of pushing right now.
Although I don't think the ult was needed. He's going to make use of that health regen and try to go back in. Throw a briefcase out.
Yeah, just pressuring them off this tower. They want to probably move this Xayah and Rakan to the mid lane, just so they have a little bit of a shorter lane to deal with, as I do think they're quite scared of the Chains of Corruption Pot Blossom combo, as it is a lot of CC, and it's very easy to execute.
Yes, those ults are all up for the side of the Coven, as mostly up for Gmeow. We've got Drake in 2.5 minutes, so he's just trying to jostle for the position, get that farm up, and build up towards that next objective.
They completed that proto build as well, sorry Grunky. So that Nico gonna go forwards and only gonna take a forward step, it seems like, with that first item coming through. The Blade of the Ruined King completed for Varus. And we got the Hex Plate as well coming through for Nocturne. So gonna be a bit more bruisery, a bit more tank, able to do some skirmishing too. But that Mondo, ladies and gentlemen, we got 2 items completed. Heart still stacking, going to be a tough one to get through.
TP's coming out. They want to contest this one. I'm not sure if it's the best play here. Uni does have flash up, but it's still going to get CC down and blown up by the Luden's Orianna. I was just about to question if this Orianna build was the right, but I think it's a very good choice. And a nice little jostle in this bot lane. A flash coming out for Galaxy X. Is he going to get hit by the arrow on the back line?
Wrangle with the sniper over the wall. Both ADCs flash away. Wrangle respects it, but said, hey, I'm not going to respect you anymore. Go, boss. You're mine, buddy. Sorry, Galaxy. And nice, beautiful snipe coming through. Yeah. Oh, and there's the Nico coming through the top blossom.
He hops into the Herald. It is Tokyo Drift time as Jetman is going down to Boy. And, what a turnaround. This is all action across the map. This is what we wanted to see from game 1, lads.
That was a very greedy engage for the Nico. I'm not...
And Rakan has left the game. After that beautiful play, he said, my job here is done.
Right, we're good to go again. Just a brief sup DC, support DC.
Yeah,
But looks
that's
like
right,
we are.
Grunky, isn't it? That's right. My job here is done. I'm going to DC and show my front fist forward because I've done everything that you've asked of me, boys. But here we are. So the stream is frozen at the minute for me.
Yes,
Are we
it
seeing
does that
anything?
apparently.
Is that
Yes,
correct?
it's
Yeah, that's
frozen
what
for
No
happens.
everybody
worries
right
at
now.
all.
Spectator bug.
Yeah.
No worries at all. But yeah, here we go. We're back onto it, and Linsanity playing a really good game so far. And I think the win condition needs to be on this Gnar because look at this cut down happening right now. Not even a Black Cleaver has Triforce Tarbies, and only going to get stronger, gents.
Yeah, and
Only gonna get stronger.
Meatbun's kind of got just a collection of various items. Nice exhaust
Good
down.
strength of the
Might
ball.
be able
Can't
to
get too
turn.
much more done. Tail shots come through by Meat Bun. Not the best trade pattern on the other side of that take, but
Yeah, he
nevertheless,
has
all I'm
got,
respecting.
the unsealed spellbook, which was actually a pretty smart take, as he does have a couple extra tools under his belt to deal with this now. But yeah, as I said, Meatbun's just got a various collection of different items right now. Nothing completed at the moment, so we'll see what he works into. Does have a tear stacking, so potentially gonna get a Fimbulwinter, but maybe a Jack Show first item is what he's gonna be completing first.
Coven with a 1k gold lead now as well too. Actually pulling ahead despite the kill discrepancy. Mundo with that heavy item advantage does take the second Drake.
Hold on, General Rakan walking into absolute danger. Wrangle gets the Chains of Corruption on, gets a kill, killing spree now, 3 kills. But look at the Pop Blossom on the back end, and Boy not going to survive much longer. It's rooted on the front line. That's a double kill. They might turn this into a mid tower too, or at least pressure the enemy jungle, and the Coven really playing their hearts out on this one. Meat Bun going to get cut down by the 9. Linsanity charges up the bar with the passive, comes forward. Beautiful.
I'm starting to smell a game 3.
Yeah, don't speak too soon though. But as we see with Wrangle in this Varus, just like absolutely melts through this Mundo right now. A good amount of percentage damage. I think they do need Govos in these team fights to try and eliminate one of these high damage members, either Linsanity or Wrangle. And you know the Talia damage does stack up almost on that second item. So yeah, we'll have to watch out for them. But I think most of this gold lead's got to be on this Gnar right now. Almost doing the old Flame Horizon to poor old Meat Bun in this top lane.
What we're also seeing, Grunky and Jacob, we're seeing this Varus come into these fights really clutch, okay? The Chains of Corruption just has a little bit more... it's a little bit stronger than the Zyra in terms of the ult that we can offer for these early game skirmishes and fights to follow. But Boy looking at some potential poke out.
So far, it does look like that Zyra ult's been pretty defensive most time it's been used. Latest was to avoid the Nico Pop Blossom as they went untargetable. So yeah, just not quite getting any of the offensive damage and nature out of it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, all of Gmeow's tools kind of lend themselves to extending fights and sort of playing out the long sort of game with the fights. Got a lot of tanky members. You know, the Orianna can do a little bit of burst, but Coven's team comp is all in. You know, they want the fights. They want to hit those Chains of Corruptions for the easy CC. They want to close off the bottlenecks with the Talia ult. But yeah, it looks like a big fight into the mid lane. Pop Blossom onto who? It's the Rakan. But it looks like Tezza is trying to get the fight, but this Rakan is down. They can't really CC anyone yet.
Jetman gonna get targeted. The Cleaver comes from the back end. Yeah, it was a really nice ult there again by Wrangle and takes out Rakan. See you later. This Dragon is looking to go over to the Coven with this bot side vision. I mean, we need to set up a little bit more, but yeah, there goes Rakan again. The Mondo not having as much impact as what I'm sure Tessa would hope in these fights, and I guess they do kind of have to run in their faces. But look at Gmeow trying to do a sneaky Baron. The Coven don't know. They've not even spotted it out.
No,
is running a diversion right now. There's a couple pings coming onto it. I think Linsanity sniffed it out.
It's too late,
it's gonna
fellas.
be way too late.
It's too late, and Gmeow under the nose of the Coven. What a great take. take away the Baron buff, and the Coven now going to have to push lanes and look to try and control the Dragon Pit. If that Infernal Drake goes over to Gmeow, it's not going to be so great for the Coven. I think their strengths are going to be in team fighting early, maybe finding a pick into the objective. But look at these items now on Varus, Grunky. Talk to us about what we're seeing on the map in terms of items and spikes.
Yeah, so we got the Dusk and Dawn already completed on the Varus, and, you know, he's going to be dealing some good damage. There just isn't enough on Meat Bun right now in terms of being able to soak up any of the damage from the Varus. But I think as soon as the Varus goes down, it's all on the Na to do that damage to these big tanks. So one shockwave can change the course of this game.
There's a boy just patrolling forward, not giving a care in the world about what he does, where he walks, or what he has to say. Takes a scuttle under their noses. 4 of them there, by the way. And Linsanity looks to charge up.
Nice Chains of Corruption.
Chains
just
of
going to get
Corruption
flashed out
misses.
of the way. Oh, Tez is playing by the skin of his teeth right now. Dragon is 4 seconds from up. This is going to be stall point.
This Oriana bull though, Grunky, okay? Because the
Oh,
Oriana
nice
bull,
great
here it
entrance.
comes.
Nick Cash 3 on the backline, but a Pop Blossom 2 trade on there as well. It's going dark, and here comes the Nocturne. He's going to go in on the Rakan as Linsanity is going crazy on this backline. The feathers are getting stacked up though. Can they take out Linsanity on this?
Bang!
Nah, they cannot. Tezza is trying to get one back onto the Na, but it looks like Linsanity is going to get away with a heist. And the Dragon might be started and taken
Linsanity
as well.
gets the double kill. You're right, Grunky. And Govos on the end just couldn't do anything with that wrangle. Wrangling down the backside, breathing on the neck of the mid and ADC of Gmeow. Wrangle playing it really well at the back there. But Linsanity, I've got to say, this player is really taking the reins. In goes Meat Bun, unstoppable. Change the Corruption, hits this time. Back up again. Tessa Boy down. Junie gets Meat Bun. It's Infernal Drake over. And now they're going to go forward and forward only.
So close. Govos almost stole that one.
Tries for the steal. This is heating up.
Wow.
Tessa Boy is a little bit mad, possibly. I can see it in his movements, his forward steps. He's not looking back. And,
Yeah, the Mundo wanted that.
Both teams being challenged to their right, and both teams don't want to be eliminated here because this is an elimination series, the first quarterfinals game of Division 1. And man oh man are they bringing a game 2 to the series. Ladies and gentlemen, 44.7 the Coven, 42.6k Gmeow snuck a Baron, but it didn't matter. The Coven are fighting, they're ready, they're taking the reins, they're gearing up.
Yeah, it is,
I was putting onus on Wrangle to try and carry these fights, but Linsanity is just absolutely taking over.
And the item parity, it's phenomenal that Coven have got 2 Drakes, considering the Mundo is at 3 items. The Spirit Visage now can be complete, and
Uni is
not good for the Coven.
Going down.
Oh dear, Junie, you're getting caught there. I don't know if you can push up in that lane. With that lane state, my team would be absolutely flaming for that. Change the Corruption hits, forces Desire ult out. But look at Linsanity getting done what he can, and Pepper goes forward. Nice stopwatch. But I don't know if it's going to be enough.
This Oriana does have a lot of gold.
But look at this rotation from Gmeow. Greg can take us through this fight because there will be one.
The Grand Entrance is coming in as we go dark again. Jetman is going to go down. They're going to try and chase down into this small sort of bottleneck. Oh, the feathers go onto the
We couple this on the end with just the skin of his teeth. Tezza Boy now gets the ult off, goes forward, but they get one. They get Galaxy, and that's it. They lose Wrangle, they lose their jungler, and all of a sudden they're just gonna have to rethink their motives here. Could they be that deep in the jungle there? I'm not sure about that.
There's no objectives up. These teams just want to fight for the love of the game. You know, this is a straight
love of the red buff.
Fight. They're just bar fighting at this point, you know, a couple drinks deep, and they're ready to crack on as soon as they see each other down the sort of jungle aisle.
Yeah, that was a little bit needless of an engage from Jeff Man.
And Jacob, now what we can see is, look at these blue side wards coming down. They don't want to get caught out like that again, but Gmeow, I've got to say, they pulled that rotation really quickly. They sent it, and they were really coordinated. But Tessa Boy running down Veppa like it's just a little squirrel in the tree. You might say it's a rat being dragged across the floor. I don't want to disrespect myself like that. But Tessa being really confident going forward. 290 heart seal stacks, only going to get tankier. But Linsanity not caring at all what Meat Bun has to say. Don't know if you want to hold Oat there for team fight. But look at this Linsanity character on our screen right now. Now going forward, not giving a little shit. This little gerbil going forward. Meat Bun using the defensive. Oh, it's not enough.
Can he do it? Oh my God.
Right, jump away snipe. Linsanity,
someone clip that.
You snipe. Get it clipped, ladies and gentlemen. Tessa going forward. Take us through this one, Grunky, because it's going to happen on the rip right now, and I'm tired. There's a lot happening, Grunky. Hype it up, my friend. Let's go.
Breaker, nah, he's sticking in this bot lane, and they've had to send Govos to clean up what is going down here. But wow, what an awesome fadeaway boomerang from Linsanity there. That was a great little 1v1. I actually thought Meat Bun might have been able to turn it there, and this should be a pretty free Baron for the side of the Coven. The second Baron going over here, as if Tessa might have something to say about it though. The grand entrance shockwave is going to catch two, and it's going to absolutely annihilate
in the background. It's a little bit too late, too soon.
What an amazing grand entrance shockwave combo from Gmeow there, and Tessa is just going to run these guys down. Just when you think the Coven has the edge, something crazy happens for Gmeow, and that was an amazing team fight engaged. What a beautiful combo from those two players.
Maybe a little bit of uncoordination there too, because we saw that they were coming from different sides there, the Coven. So, wow, Veppa was not able to get in there and stun to negate the shockwave coming through by Oriana, but that was a good sequence of events by Gmeow, and I want to see it more.
Yeah, that was a very good
shockwave. That was an amazing grand entrance from the Rakan into the perfect Oriana, and this Oriana has got a lot of damage. Got the Shadow Flame and the Luden, so I ain't messing around. You know, I know that Govos likes to play the assassins, and currently playing Oriana like an assassin.
The damage was enough to be an assassin, as yes, they take the third Infernal Drake, and they are on Soul Point yet again, as Wrangle's looking to take the mid tower. That will mark all of the initial towers being down.
Ooh, Wrangle gets a nice chain corruption. Galaxy gonna have to be respectful here, but they absolutely delete Varus on the edge. And Zayas, where's the damage come from all of a sudden? Navori, Quickblade, Essence, and IE finish. Gonna start really hurting and gonna start cutting anyone down that they see. Zaya, fantastic work by Galaxy.
And he has just got that upgraded Ornn item on the Infinity Edge, which is going to be a big pickup in terms of the Zaya damage. They're going to use this Baron buff to run in the lane. Linsanity really wants to be on the side lane right now with his Hullbreaker, but he just has to do the job with the Varus right now, get a little bit of wave clear, chunk out these minions. Yeah, just not too much siege coming out, so it's going to be a little bit of a tit for tat in terms of what they can get onto this tower. Linsanity with the Gnar bar is building up. I don't think you should go in here, but there might be an angle for it as the Varus has returned to the fray. This next dragon is going to be a big one, lads.
It's going to be a big dragon, and one thing really I want to touch on here, the summoners for Galaxy. That cleanse coming in super clutch to get away with the
a nice knock-up onto Wrangle. He's going to have to flash away. A nice angle for Meat Bun there. As the Chains of Corruptions do miss, the Mundo is going deep. This could be the game-winning fight here. As they are going onto the back line, the Paranoia is popped. Nothing is going to come over it. The Coven wisely not committing to that one, as I thought that would spell death and the end of the series, and potentially the end of their OBL run, but things are going to fizzle out, and it looks like this dragon fight might be one of the last in the game, as everyone from the side of Gmeow recalls, resets, picks up some more items. This Mundo is looking very beefy.
We look at the
4 item Mundo.
Yeah, but look at the way that Tessa and Gmeow are playing this game now. It's a little bit more confident. So that early game, they were looking a little bit rusty in these fights, but now Tessa's stacking up the heart steal. All of a sudden, we also have Govos, going forwards with the Oriana Bull, and that's how they should be playing their comp. And they're executing it well. Jetman possibly caught. Nice W comes through. Spell shield, but look who's waiting. Veppa gets the fruit on Rakan. Rakan gonna get cut down, but look who's chain of corruptions here.
Only 3 of them here. Govos and Galaxy aren't there to join, so it was a little bit of an ill-fated engage. But oh my god, this Mundo is so tanky. Can the Xayah survive? Shut down onto the Varus, and he gets 2 as well. That is a
But
lot.
look at the Wrangle cut, Grunky. The Wrangle cutting all of the armor down just like that. It doesn't matter about Tezza Boy and what I was saying about the armor or the heart still stacking. If we get a good chain of corruptions on, followed by a Nico Veppa ult, that's danger, right? The Coven really playing that team fight nicely and coordinating each skill shot, each ability.
And yeah,
super,
give me
super
out.
perfect.
They felt that danger for sure as they lose 4 for 0. Nothing back for them from it, as this is going to give Coven some time to breathe. Defensive shockwave coming in, yep, as they are just now working on pushing out lanes, trying to get some space back again ahead of the next objective fight. So got the Inferno Drake up again in 1 minute. That will be sole point for Gmeow, and the Coven do not want that. That is for sure.
And I'm wondering, sorry, Grunky, I'm wondering something. I mean, it's something that I might not have the knowledge on, but is there any need to push into their jungle there for Gmeow? There's no objective up. The lane states weren't perfect, and we're pushing forward into vision that we don't have. Getting caught, and honestly, is it worth it?
Well,
And
it's worth it for the jungle diff in general chat after the game when they win, obviously.
They've got such strong tools with this Oriana and the Xayah ult, yet neither of those were involved in that last fight. There was no Xayah ult available, and Govos hadn't even gotten to the fight. So while the jungle fights aren't a bad call with the Oriana on the team, I felt like they were a little bit out of sorts as they're looking for the engage onto Uni. The Uni flash is going to
nice
come out.
flash.
Linsanity is building up the Naba. Will they use the Paranoia to go in here? No, everything fizzles out yet again as they look for another fight. Govos is creeping out of vision, looking for
They're
a
leaning
big
towards
shockwave,
Dragon.
and they might catch Wrangle here. They're controlling the points really well as the Great Entrance is going to come out. A nice big shockwave onto Jetman. He is going to go down, and it looks like everyone is getting absolutely shredded here. The Xayah is...
Look at Wrangle in the back. Wrangle needs to do
Wrangle's
damage here, and
going down.
Wrangle is doing just that. Tessa Boy going to get cut down by
Still
Wrangle.
going down, and that might be all she wrote for the Coven, as that is a very nice fight.
Oh, Veppa trades on Xayah at the back. Judy lives a little bit longer, but
As the TP into the base, and Govos is putting the game into his own hands. Can he get it done?
can't get it done. Linsanity going to have to respect that as well.
Right now to protect this, but it looks like he is going to get back in time. Still deathless on this Nah. Potentially can protect the tower, but there is a lot of minions heading on this tower. It is the game. Oh, and now
It's not going to be over.
That's
But
open Nexus.
Linsanity in that fight wasn't able to commit the ult he'd be hoping for. I think he missed the ult there. It just goes to show that, that's really pivotal, gents. And even though Wrangle did so much on the back, he's so squishy as this Varus, without cleanse, without anything. And yeah, the survivability in these fights is going to be very tricky. He's got to play these fights inch perfect, Wrangle.
Yeah, and Jetman unfortunately having a little bit of a lackluster performance on this Nocturne, 07 and 13. Obviously don't want to kick a dog while it's down, but oh, a nice shockwave is going to almost one-hit him, and just as I was saying that, the caster curse puts Jetman in
no, Jet.
That is unfortunate, as I was hoping he was going to look for an opportunity once he got this GA, but he just walks into vision, and Govos is ready to pull that trigger.
It's such a shame because, this could be really detrimental to the Coven and losing all lane states. I mean, we've got those top tier 2, tier 1 up there, but that's going to go down shortly. They're going to be on the back foot, and Na's only going to be able to split push here and try and get as much pressure done with that hole breaker as he can, but they might just send it for end here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and as I
they're
said
grouping.
in the chance select, they're just going to want to play behind Meat Bun and Tezzaboy on these two very tanky boys.
Insanity
You
coming
might
from the
have found
far
a
side,
pick.
Grumpy.
Oh, they're closing it out, and they're just waiting for Tezza. They're not going to make the same mistake twice if they don't fight as 5. But there's no TP for Linsanity, so he can't actually threaten that bottom inhib right now. So it will be just a classic base defense for these boys, unless they do decide to reset on the side of Gmeow.
For a quarterfinals game, gentlemen, that casting with me, this has been an absolute banner series. And look at the beginning corner.
Folding in the jungle.
Oh!
But Tezzaboy just takes down the support in the background. A nice grand entrance onto the Gnar. It is all turned to shit for the Coven. And they might be bounced from the tournament in the quarterfinals. The undefeated team is down. Oh, Gmeow is
It was so close.
Contender in this, and I really look to see if they can avenge the loss to KNS and meet them in the finals as they are on opposite sides of the bracket. GG, boys.
GG, that's yeah, what a game. There were so many turns of events there. We had Gmeow coming on top in the mid to late game, but the Coven, that early game, really pushing their advantages, and Linsanity not able to have as much impact as what he'd like in the very late stages of the game with those late team fights, and that Oriana proved to be an absolute menace. Shockwave and Tessa 13 and 3 with 700 heart steel stacks. Wowee, what a game. What a
That was
game.
pretty good performance for Gmeow on that one. That Mundo going hard, and yeah, Govo's Oriana, just that shockwave was detrimental every single time it hit anybody. It pretty much, I mean, took out Jetman in one shot, and as well as a few others. Yeah, just they couldn't go in that easily on them with that. Despite being behind in every aspect, the Ornn was still very difficult to deal with for them, and did just chain CC them away from getting onto Govos, who did only end up going down once that entire game. And
If we can
believe
click
me, there
forward,
was a lot of
Jacob,
focus on Govos as well.
let's just have a look at those game stats there, Jacobs.
Yes.
I want to see how much damage that Varus did, because he was doing a lot there on the front line of Gmeow.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
wow. Disappointing
honestly,
end to the series, but they fought, and their fought was with valor.
yeah, and I mean, it just goes to show Gmeow is an absolute powerhouse when they are firing on all cylinders. Tezza, if you're ever in need of a carry jungler, just give this man a call and he will deliver.
Yeah,
I've got it
okay,
up.
absolutely. Here we go. So we have Varus, 56k on that Varus, shredding everyone in his wake. But Govos, Tessa Boy, 40,000 each a pair. And Jetman really lacking, unfortunately, getting gapped in gold and not able to do as much damage as what I'm sure he hoped to. But Wrangle really tried to pull socks up there and pulled through, but unfortunately it wasn't enough.
Yeah,
I'm
crazy
sure
damage from
the
Wrangle.
Coven will be back next season, and I'd love to see them come back. If it's the same team, great. If a different team, hey, let's send it again, fellas. You've learnt a lot. Thanks for coming to Division One OBL. We had a blast watching you all series, all split, and unfortunately, Gmeow just taking that outer edge.
Yeah, it's unfortunate they are bounced from the series this soon. But a great showing. It takes two to tango, and we just witnessed an absolute classic in the OBL between these two. Obviously it could have been definitely a finals caliber game, but Gmeow came to play, and their playoff run is starting off with a bang. I'm excited to see where these guys can take this roster, as there's so many great pieces. Meat Bun, amazing carry performance in that first game on the Cassante. Second game, went a little bit, peeled it back a little bit and facilitated, he got the locket, he got the Knight's Vow. But, Tezza just carried the absolute boots off of that game. Did more damage than the Oriana, who was, by all rights, doing absolute work. But yeah, just an all-round great. And obviously the unsung hero was Flau Fiso. who just had some amazing grand entrances in that last game. I was, so impressed with how they were performing on the Rakan.
Yeah, awesome. And I must say, just to finish off the stream nicely, we haven't yet locked in any other times for the quarterfinal games. There's 3 other games that are to be played. All of these games have submitted tickets in the background, so we're trying to work with some scheduling things. So we'll be on top of that. I'll be announcing game times, and we're going to try and get some streams going because this was a really good indication that the finals are going to get even spicier, and I want to be there for it. I'm sure Grunky you do too, and Jacob. Thank you so much for our stream and broadcast today, my friend. Thank you, Grunky, for always being present in the scene and being the caster that everybody loves. And
Nah, I
yeah,
think
I can't wait for
Jacob's
more,
coming
lads.
for my title.
No, everyone was excited for you tonight. I was
No,
just
no,
I was
no,
just a facilitator.
we're the dynamic duo, mate. It's not me without you, buddy.
But boys, without further ado, we're gonna end the stream there. Keep your eyes posted in the OBL server for more information about the game times coming your way. Like I said, we've got none locked, but soon to be resolved for each 3 of those remaining quarter games. Congratulations, Gmeow, you're going to the semi-finals.
And
And
also make sure to
yes,
keep posted, so a little plug, posted for the All-Star game. The times and the dates will be getting dropped soon. If you think you're in the running to be an All-Star, an MVP, anything like that, make sure you check your DMs because I will message you if you are an award winner. Just so you know, if you want to maybe jump in on an interview for the award show, anything like that. So, I'll let you know if you're nominated. I won't let you know if you won. And then we can see what goes from there and get excited for that.
all right. Thank you guys, and thank you, Grunky. Thank you, Jacob. We're signing off. Have a good night. We'll see you next time.
See you
All
next
right.
time, lads.
Thank you.
I'm falling with no return, shaking off the dust from where I've burned. I'm talking to where I've hurt. The light in me is soon to be rebirthed. Everything I lost is just a memory. It's always, it's all fading away. Oh, everything I want is here in front of me, and I made it in places outside. Just a memory. Just a memory. Yeah. Just a memory. Ooh. Just a memory. I'm facing my heart again. I swore I'd find the strength to make amends. I'm waking from where I've been. A shackle on my mind is breaking. Everything I lost is just a